Chris Dale, what's coming up this week?
Well, we've got the second half of my interview with Sarah Cronin from Talking Pictures.
What?
We've got some cracking news, Gromit.
And we'll be hearing from you, our wonderful Podsterons.
The Gerry Anderson Podcast with Jamie Anderson, Richard James and Chris Dale.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it?
That was lovely,
Yes, I enjoyed that very much. Nice way to start the podcast.
Inhaled them.
Did you?
We collectively inhaled them.
we did, yes. Thank you to the Moxie Hotel.
Yes.
Don't they treat us well?
Well, when Jamie's not here,
Yeah, I know.
they've never given us cookies
Bring
before.
out all the treats.
I know. Coffee on tap, cookies.
wonderful.
Oh, it's all go when he's not here.
Yeah.
Yes, Jamie's not here again. But do we miss him? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We have to say that.
He's doing important things. Isn't
That's
it?
what he
He
says.
is, yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
what
that's
he
what he
says.
said. But welcome to the Gerry Anderson Podcast. We're here for the next hour and a quarter or so. We'll be watching a random episode of a Gerry Anderson series a little later on.
Yes.
We don't know what it'll be.
It's random.
It's random.
Yeah.
That's the way it works, isn't it?
It won't be the
Absolutely.
Protectors.
It won't. Well, it might be the Protectors. What makes you say it won't be?
Well, we had the Protectors last week.
But it's
didn't we?
random.
Well, yeah, but I think one of the sort of unspoken rules is that we don't get the same show twice.
There are
unless it's,
unspoken rules.
Well,
I
I mean, I
see.
have to go back and check
Right.
the ancient law of the randomiser.
There's an
So-
algorithm at work,
Is
isn't there?
there?
Yes.
I think that's much too complicated. Now, we premiere every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, as you may know, on YouTube, Ross.
Yes.
And people, well, they do tend to comment beneath our videos. For example, this is Beneath Pod 347, which featured, Sharon Mansfield as our special guest.
Oh, yes.
from Space
Lovely
Briefing,
Sharon.
And an episode of Supercar. But Priscilla Brown says, of the three main versions of Thunderbirds, the 2004 movie was undoubtedly the weakest. Sharon having worked on it, of course. But
Yes.
says Priscilla, if you were to break down everything into their individual episodes/films, I wouldn't call it the worst thing that's been produced, because it's a fairly solid kids' film, just not a very good representation of Thunderbirds.
Yes.
I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
To my mind, it isn't. But
Yeah.
to other people, it's absolutely spot on perfect
Yeah.
what they want out of Thunderbirds, and that's fine.
Yes,
and
indeed.
the original's still there.
Yeah.
I defend it.
You would you?
I'm of an age that I was
Yes.
a kid.
It's your
Right.
fault.
Came
isn't
out,
it? It's
so-
your fault.
Yeah.
I rather liked it, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, so sorry for being young. Talking of which, there's a message there from Simon Frisbee.
Oh, great name, again. Oh, I love Joe 90.
Hey.
It's what all 9-year-old boys would love to do. By the way, 46.
Yes.
I'm 46.
It's a show you never grow out of. I wonder if he'll still be
Quite
watching
right.
Joe 90 when he's 90.
Ooh.
I know one person who won't be watching Joe 90, and he's not here, so...
No, that's right.
No.
And finally, one there for you, Chris.
We have a message from Ian Dealey.
Oh, yes.
It's my birthday this Wednesday. We don't know what Wednesday he's
Well,
referring
that's
to.
several weeks
So,
ago now,
yes.
so hope you had a great day.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
no, we'll leave that. But yeah.
And I'm going to get the Corgi Stingray model as one of my presents.
Nice.
PWOR, we have it here. I hope you enjoy,
Excellent.
yes.
Well, many congratulations and felicitations for a wonderful birthday
Yes.
several weeks ago, Ian Dealey. And I hope you did indeed get the Corgi Stingray model.
Hope you enjoyed your partial happy birthday song as well.
It's as good as it's going to get. But talking of things being as good as they're going to get,
Yes.
I think Jamie telling us the Gerry Anderson news is about as good as it's going to get.
Gonna get, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello Podsterons, it's some newsy news for you. This time from a motorway services at a secret location on my birthday. So thank you all of you who have sent lovely messages. I've seen lots and lots, and it's very much appreciated, very kind of you all. This week's newsy news is mostly focused around some old newsy news, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. We have been offering for a little while the second series of action figures, the retro action figures, for pre-order. Now, I mentioned last time that the box set will be available. It is available to pre-order in very limited numbers. The whole thing is quite limited numbers. So if you want to get your hands on that, then please grab it now. If you bought from us the first 6 figures, but you weren't able to get hold of a collection set, we are working on a way for you to get hold of one of the nice plinth raised stands that you can put your entire collection on, and we'll have more details on that very, very soon. Arriving later this month is the Pallet Eagle. which has been on pre-order for a couple of weeks. So it's arriving very, very soon. It is nearly 60% pre-sold. So if you do want to add the Pallet Eagle to your collection, then, well, you better grab one fairly soon, or they'll be gone before too long. We have a number of other exciting launches coming up, including some additional news about our recent announcement around home entertainment, including Blu-ray and 4K. Later this month, on that note, we are finally going to see the arrival of Space Precinct, the collector's 30th anniversary edition Blu-ray, which should be shipping out from the middle of this month. It's the middle of March. And finally, also, Space Precinct Fight the Future, Richard James's rather lovely novel, which has been delayed a few times, not for any particular reason, just because we had too much to do, basically. But that will finally be out at the end of this month, at the end of March. So lots of exciting releases coming up, loads more Thunderbirds 60th anniversary and Space 1999 50th anniversary news on the way too. So stand by for further action. But that is the end of this week's Gerry Anderson News.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
That is huge.
God.
Whatever it was he was talking about.
I can't believe it.
That is potentially huge. Whatever it was that you just said.
Yeah.
Not just if you're a Gerry Anderson fan, but just massive news for the world.
Or if you're a desk
Oh, what?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, very
Yes,
good. Well, thanks to Jamie. He'll be with us, hopefully, next week.
Well, thankfully, if that's the level of humour that we're going to be stuck with, I mean, come on. I
don't know why I went to a pun there. It must be some sort of Terry Adlam glitch.
Was it a pun?
Yeah, well...
No, because you said if you're a fan of Thunderbirds, and I went, or if you're a desk fan. It doesn't make any sense.
It was a punlet.
Senseless.
Pun.
Yes.
Like a joke, only smaller.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, hopefully Jamie will be back as next week to save us from Ross's terrible humour.
But if he's not, we'll still muddle through.
We'll try our best.
We'll try. It might be cookies.
Now, someone who doesn't muddle through is the wonderful Sarah Cronin from Talking Pictures TV.
That's right, yes.
You spoke to her first last week, Chris.
I did, and I'm going to talk to her second
Yes.
this week.
Great.
Yes, I have some badges here.
Ah.
One is Footage Detectives badge,
Yes.
which is their show on Sunday nights.
Right.
And the other is their Saturday Morning Pictures badge.
Right.
Which is a collection of short films
Yes.
that they show
Yes.
on Saturday mornings.
Good for you.
Currently including Stingray. But let's find out more with the lovely Sarah. So we are back with Sarah Cronin of Talking Pictures. Hello, she's here again. We were talking during the break about one of the shows that you want to get more episodes of for the channel, which is Z-Cars, I believe. You want to go back to the earlier Brian Blessed episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I right in thinking that he, amongst many other celebrities, is a bit of a fan of the channel?
Yeah.
Do you have many celebrity fans?
Lots. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
And they ring us, which is so adorable that I get to speak to some of my heroes.
Oh, how lovely.
Brian Blessed.
Yes.
It's so funny. When he rings up and you'll say, oh, hello, renowned Talking Pictures. Yes, it's Brian Blessed. And I thought, why do you even say your name, Brian?
Yeah.
I know it's you. From the moment you said hello, I know it's you. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Yeah, we're very lucky, you know, of how many have found us and keep in touch regularly. Jules Holland's hilarious.
Oh, right.
He's a great fan and supporter, which is lovely. But my biggest one, who I miss terribly, is, of course, Brian Murphy.
Oh, yes. Yes, at the time of recording, it was 2 days
just
ago.
the nicest man. We knew, I mean, I speak to Linda quite regularly because she's a contributor to our magazine, and we've got St Albans, our big show, coming up in March, and Brian always opens the show for us.
Oh.
So it'll be a really sad moment on stage this year. But he was just adorable and did not look, act, sound his age at all.
No.
So you kind of, you know, it's very deceiving. But he will be really missed, Brian.
Yes, he's one of those who's always seemed to have been the sort of same age, more or less, and just imagine going on forever.
I saw a great story yesterday about when he was filming Benidorm and all the Spanish crew shouted out, El Ropa, El Ropa. I love that. El Ropa.
So that would have, presumably, that has helped increase the channel's profile to a certain extent?
Oh, yeah, we're very, very fortunate, you know, because we can't afford press or a press agency or a press person. So, yeah, we rely on our army of super fans.
Like you.
as well as some really nice celebs that aren't really endorsers, as it were, but do shout about us, which is lovely.
I believe you may even have been viewed by Her Majesty the Queen. Is that true?
How amazing is that?
Yes. Now, what was it she was supposed
Laurel
to be
and
watching?
Hardy. We did I'm a huge Laurel and Hardy fan. Anybody who knows me knows what a great fan of theirs I am, the boys. And it was amazing to bring them back onto British TV screens. I was really, really proud of that. Because that was no mean feat. I mean, the films are kind of owned by various different people all over the world. So that was tough. Everybody thinks because they're age, they're public domain, and they're not. Very, very few of the films are. And yes, we had word from an insider who is... I don't know how much I can say, actually.
Oh. Well, they won't be
insider.
watching this, but yeah.
Yeah, proper insider who told us that when she was really poorly, all she did was watch our Laurel and Hardy season and chuckled away. I love that.
That's sweet.
So I'm hoping the king
Yes.
is now
following in her
watching us.
footsteps, yes.
Although Dad did get BEM in the New
yes,
Year's
yes.
honours list, so which I'm chuffed to bits.
Yeah.
He so deserves it.
Oh,
What he does for
absolutely, yeah.
saving celluloid, and for championing British film and series, you know, I think he deserves a lot more than a BEM, actually.
Yes, it's very important work that
It
he
is.
and you and the channel are doing. You mentioned the Queen not being very well, which brings me on to a year that wasn't really that good for any of us, 2020, with COVID and lockdown. But I gather almost, I don't want to say ironically, but it was something of a boom year for the channel.
Because people were at home watching
Yeah.
telly. It was phenomenal for us. I mean, the ratings just went through the roof. More people were finding us, I guess, because they were just sat watching telly and scrolling. Because, you know, everybody tries and offers me to buy a higher number slot
Yeah,
so that I'm, you know, much higher up.
because you're on
ATT
328 at the moment.
That's
yeah.
Sky. But yeah, any of the platforms, you know, you can bid for it. And I'm a great believer in once they know the number, they're going to go to you anyway.
Yeah.
So what does it matter? But of course, that does mean that if the higher up you are, the more people will find you, is the concept. And lockdown, all the lockdowns were just unbelievable. But that went hand in hand with a lot of problems because, of course, it literally was just me, Dad and my husband Neil in the office. The phones were just constant. You know, people ringing in, mainly for a chat about what they'd just watched. There was so many lonely people. I mean, we really felt like some sort of help the aged without the budget, which
is
was lovely.
a nice service, but you're not set up to handle that.
Absolutely loved it. But, you know, the phone didn't stop. 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night, you know, it's still going. But sadly, you know, there was no TV advertising.
No.
So although it helped us reach a lot of people, we weren't financially getting the support that we should have got for the numbers we were delivering because there were no cruises, no holidays, you know, there was just nothing to advertise. And that poor old donkey advert, I think that kind of kept me going, you know, that and then even the mattresses stopped.
Mayo, yes.
Oh, God, it was a nightmare. And we had to keep coming up with our own adverts to just kind of fill the slots, you know, so... We were shouting about Old Mother Riley and Paul Temple and the calendar. Oh, we sold so many calendars that year. I can't even tell you. It was brilliant. But yeah, no, it was definitely a big moment for us.
Did the ratings sort of tail off a bit after that, or did they remain stable?
A little bit when people went back to work, yeah, of course. But I think it definitely helped us find more of an audience, without a doubt.
So putting lockdown aside, what is your sort of relationship with your audience generally? Because you've got phones, you're also on social media, aren't you?
Constantly, yeah.
Is it a positive experience overall to be that in touch? Because it's quite rare for a channel to be so in touch.
Oh, I don't
with
know
its
another
viewers.
channel you can ring.
No.
Do you?
No.
Maybe there's a reason behind that. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, our postbag, our dear old postman, hello Malcolm, is such a sweetheart. I mean, it's a couple of sacks a day. And of course, it's quite an admin headache, and people get cross if you don't respond to their letter and they don't get a free badge.
Oh, yes.
Within, a day, they're ringing asking me, why did we receive their letter? And we get stuff sent in, biscuits. Oh, my goodness. We get so many packets of biscuits sent in for Mike and Noel.
Well,
I had to put a call out a couple of weeks ago and say, listen, guys, no more biscuits, please.
Looking
we love
at
them,
the set of the Footage Detectives, there's so many interesting bits and pieces. Isn't there a board game or something from a very old show?
Everything. Razors, old razors, old loo rolls. Sounds ridiculous, but it's Isle toilet paper. You name it, I get it in the post.
Oh.
Good and bad. You want to see my house? It's like a museum.
Oh.
It's horrific.
So what's sort of average age of your audience? Is it, obviously it's skewed more towards the much older, but does it ever surprise you if someone in their 20s comes up to you and says, oh, I love that?
Yeah, especially on social media. I think we've captured the vintage vibe, those that love the outfits and the cars and things like that. So we've definitely got a much younger following. Goes back to my talking to you the other week about Anderson productions. When they're on, I do definitely get feedback from younger viewers as well. But I'm hoping I'm reaching a younger audience because I need to keep going. But it's definitely been, especially Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, Blue Sky. We were on that as well. That's quite an eye opener.
Yeah.
Because the Barb audience measuring system doesn't give you a real picture of who your audience are. And that's why I love our relationship with our viewers. Emails, we receive thousands and thousands every day.
Wow.
It's really difficult. And, of course, we have templates of, thank you so much. And I hate sending templates because I hate that as a person, getting a robot reply. But sometimes I've just got to do it because there's just not enough hours in the week, to tell everybody how much their support means to us. So I hope people forgive us for that sometimes.
So how long are you in the office for in the course of a day?
Well, I live there.
Yeah. So
I guess that answers your question.
Any time people
7 days a week,
Wow. That's quite a responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, anybody self-employed, I think, works harder than anyone because it's your baby. Do you know what I mean? And this is such a learning curve. Even 10 years in, we're learning so much about how it all works as a broadcaster. I have got an answer machine. But it's inevitably, full by the morning. Have to change the tape
very often, yes.
Yeah, literally. I mean, you come into the office, press the play button, it goes, you have 428 messages. You're thinking, oh my God, this is Wednesday.
So you mentioned the Anderson shows there, and they sort of premiere 3 p.m. on Saturdays. That seems to be the premiere slot. But you're starting to build almost a Super Marionation Saturday, I've noticed. We currently have Stingray on at 8:25.
Yeah.
Then
part of Saturday morning pictures.
Yeah. Then XL5 is on at 2:25.
Yeah.
Captain Scarlet is on at 3.
Yeah.
Is that something that you sort of decided to group them together like that?
I think Dad's being a bit clever, to be honest, because if you like the first one, chances are you're going to hang around for the second and the third.
Yes.
So it's a way of keeping our audience, and then you may stay and watch a film afterwards, I'm hoping.
Well, I noticed, and this is an indication of how clever the scheduling is, in a few weeks' time, XL5, followed by Captain Scarlet, followed by Devil Girl from Mars. It's all connected. It's all connected. Right. Let's have some more questions from our wonderful viewers and listeners from our Space 1999 lunchbox.
Do you think Supercar would be a winner then, if we got that?
Absolutely, yeah. Because that is, I don't think that one is on ITVX in its entirety.
Shh.
I know. Yes, absolutely, it would be a winner.
Ben Page, what do you see as the biggest challenge for film and TV preservation going forward? Oh, that's a good question. That's one for Dad, really.
Because it's not just a channel that's dedicated to showing this stuff. It's a channel dedicated to getting hold of it and keeping it safe and preserving it for futures.
We have a huge warehouse that we rent where stuff is temperature controlled. It's not just us, other people rent it as well. I mean, the biggest problem is how much stuff was junked when it was made.
Yeah.
But we are finding more and more of that, which is brilliant. What do you see as the biggest challenge? A lot of the film reels actually deteriorating because they are in lofts and getting too hot and just sweating and going.
I was around a friend's house recently and they had a pile of old film cans. It wasn't a strong smell of vinegar, but it was starting to...
Yeah. Tell me to send them in.
Yeah.
Let me rescue them, please. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest problems. I'd say it's tough as well because it's expensive to keep it all. I'm a nutter.
Yeah.
I don't throw any film away. I mean, we've got like piles and piles of blank film stock just because I'm like, no, it's not going in the bin.
No.
It's not going in the bin. We also have quite a lot of nitrate in our house. Don't tell anyone. That's top secret. And a few bits dug into our garden. To keep it. So I'm sure that's quite normal, right?
That's
Loads of
fine,
people have got nitrate in their garden. Just not film cans. Shall I get another one?
Yes, please, yes. Let's see how many we've got left in there. There's a few.
Oh, this is from Future Spy.
Ooh.
Thanks for not just playing the same 3 or 4 films and TV shows on repeat. Oh, we were talking about that, weren't we? Indefinitely. Like nearly all the other channels do. I agree, and I think it's outrageous. It's clear a lot of thought goes into what gets shown and when. Can you tell us something of how you decide what goes where in the schedules? I'm a big fan of your lineup on Saturdays in particular. Well, that's all down to Dad, really. And as I said, he curates it all. You know, I think not using a computer software is why it all works, because he does sit there as if he is Joe Bloggs watching and decides, okay, if I have been watching all morning, what do I want to watch now? And what do I not want to watch? You know, he's very clever like that. So, yeah, thank Dad, Future Spy. Pedge Harding says, I love that we're able to see Gerry Anderson shows and other classic gems being celebrated on Talking Pictures TV. What do you love the most about your role within Talking Pictures? Right. What do I love about my role? I do love interacting with the viewers, even though it's really, really difficult. And sometimes people can be really nasty, and I take that really personally. But then, you know, following that email or call will be something of love and how much the channel has helped, particularly people caring for people with dementia.
Oh, yes.
Because they know they can put on the channel and the people that they're caring for will be transported back to a time where they feel safe.
Yes, yeah.
You know, we don't play the news,
No.
you know, so it's literally just wallow in the year that you feel
the
comfortable
romances
in.
are very chaste. There's nothing sort of, you know...
Yeah.
Too adult in there. Are there any sort of challenges in putting together a channel like this in the current broadcasting landscape where so much of it is moving over to streaming and sort of people not watching at a certain time because they know they can record it?
I would say my audience are still very different, and that they get their radio times and they get their pens and their highlighters out and decide what they want to watch at what time.
Yeah.
I don't see my audience jumping around to watch it on different platforms. Having said that, I'm not blinkered to what the future might be. So we've got a free catch-up service. We've launched an app. We're on Fire Stick, yada, yada, yada. We've got a subscription service so people can watch stuff in their own time when they want to watch it with no adverts.
Which includes the Anderson stuff, if you miss any of them.
I think the biggest problem, though, for free channels, and it was very, very important to me and Dad, given our audience, that the channel always remained free. And I will fight that till my dying day, because I certainly don't want to be charging, you know, vulnerable people to watch us. The biggest problem is going to be TV advertising, because, as I keep telling the advertisers, you know, when they spend money with us, they're targeting their target audience straight away. We're not diluted, so they could spend more money on a big boy channel, but they would be in a mix of loads of different demographics. Whereas with us, you're pretty much guaranteed that you will reach the eyeballs of the people you want to reach. But you know, they're all getting scared. The problem is, a lot of the decision makers are a lot younger.
Yes.
and haven't heard of us.
Yeah.
And I'm forever saying, go and have a chat with your nan. And see what channel she watches, because I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 will say, oh, that one that plays all the old black and whites, and guess who that is?
Yeah. Or they're dependent on things like algorithms. We've got the data that shows this is the kind of thing
all
people want.
rubbish.
And it's
Come
all,
talk to me.
Yeah. None of it makes any sense. Yeah. We got any more questions left in there? Oh, still quite a few.
Is there?
Let's see what we've got.
Morty Vicar. Hi, Sarah. As well as being an Anderson fan, I'm a big fan of classic shows like Sergeant Bilko. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? But I have frequently been told that there is pushback from audience when black and white programming is shown, not on my channel. Now we've had over a year of Fireball XL5. Do you believe that there's always a place for black and white shows? Oh, yeah, absolutely. On our favourite classic TV station. Yeah, I'll always play black and white. Doesn't matter if I'm the last one playing it ever.
No.
I'll still be playing black and white.
But you mentioned Sergeant Bilko there, which obviously is an American show. Is there any sort of... Do you prefer to show British stuff generally, or are you happy with kind of a mix of British and
Yeah, I think
American?
you've got to play a mix. Because, some people... It's horses for courses,
Yeah.
isn't it? What's something one people treat as the of TV... the other person's going, why aren't you playing any American stuff? I've got to say, American films don't work so well for us, even if they've got big stars. It's very difficult to pull an audience in. We often find we have to do a lot more on socials and in the newsletter to really plug even a big American film. But also, the British stuff. I mean, as I said, I could play Gideon's Way and Scotland Yard all day long.
But you've even, I think it's got the French Maigres. Is that right?
Bruno
Yes.
Krimmer.
Yes.
What a man. What a man. There's an article, actually, an intermission. I'll send it to you this month. Fascinating about his career. That was a real shocker for us. I'm not going to lie.
Did well, did it?
We took it as a gamble because I was like, Dad, is this really a road we want to go down? I mean, I want to give variety, but French with subtitles, really? Huge hit.
Yeah, it's
Massive
amazing.
hit for us. I'm so pleased we did it. Or Dad did it, actually. I told him not to. So, yes, I'm so pleased that he didn't listen to me.
Yes.
Which is quite normal.
As you've got another question there, have you?
Yes.
Yep.
Paul Hyder, I think that's how you say it, Paul. Hi, Sarah. How do Anderson shows do in the Talking Picture TV ratings? Brilliantly. Steve Bushell. I wonder if that's the Steve Bushell. What a great channel full of nostalgia. I suspect you must have some old equipment. How do you keep it going? What, me and Dad? We're the old equipment.
I saw recently that you put out an appeal for a piece of equipment because yours had broken or something?
Worst day ever. I mean, we tried tights in the end to just keep the belt going, so that's the old flatbed that you see whenever they do a VT of us or whatever in the back. You should tell the viewers about what happened on that CBS interview, by the way. Should we tell them?
Yes. I mean, I wasn't there. But yes, last week we played a clip from a CBS interview, which is available on YouTube anyway. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Just Google it.
Where your dad was going through some old films.
So the idea was the presenter would pick up a reel of film.
Yeah.
What a jolly show. Dad would show it on the flatback and we'd all have a good laugh.
At a totally ordinary piece of film.
Yeah, anything. And so he told her, right, just pick one out of the pile. Now, this has never, ever happened before. But the reel that she put on, a lady had sent in from her father's collection, and it was very, very naughty. And what Dad thought was a train film turned out not to be a train.
No.
Is the best possible way that I could try and describe this. So we're all standing there, and I didn't have my glasses on, and I'm very, very blind. So I was sort of thinking, that's a bit odd, isn't it? Anyway, I'll let them carry on. And then she started bursting with laughter, and Dad went, "Oh my God." And they kept it didn't think. I was like, darling, you won't show that bit. And oh no, we won't show that. So I thought, you liar.
Yeah.
But it was funny. We still play it at shows and everything. But yeah, so the flat
So if you want to see it, get across all the live shows.
We don't show the reel.
Oh no.
So the flat deck is a brilliant piece of kit. It's like a Steinbeck, but it's not a Steinbeck. It's made by an Italian company. But trying to find parts for these things. But luckily, our very dear friend Phil Clark now, who does loads of work for us, he's from the fabulous Cinema Museum in Kensington. If you've never been, you've got to go. It's fabulous, run by two lovely, lovely chaps. Martin and Ronald, and he came to the rescue. But literally, it was like, this was a disaster. I mean, that's why I had to put a call out anywhere. Could anybody help us? And it's just trying to get the parts for this stuff now. But don't send in lots of parts for old film equipment, please. I can see that all happening. But yes, thank the Lord. Touch wood.
The channel keeps
so
going, yes. We've got one last question here.
Sure.
It's quite a quick one.
Duncan Moss, is there a lost TV series that you love that you would like to see found? Yes, lots. Let me think. What was the one that I was thinking about the other day?
Because even if it's a show that you're not personally a fan of, if it's missing, it's always good to get the stuff back, regardless of whether or not you're going to watch it anyway.
I'm a huge fan of No Hiding Place. Have you ever seen any of that with Raymond Francis?
No, you do show the odd episode occasionally, don't you?
No, not us. And I know that some of that's been found, and we've found some of that. We did uncover some in the Footage Detectives. I think that might be what you're thinking of a few years ago. And I'd love to see more of that. And I'm sure there are lots of 16mm films in private collections. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because that's a cracking series. And the one that either came before or after that called Murder Bag. Oh, I tell you what we should get. Why didn't I say that first? Orlando, Sam Kidd.
Oh.
Now, bless him, I'm a huge Sam Kidd fan.
One of the pillars of the channel, Sam Kidd.
Have you ever played the Sam Kidd drinking game?
Alas,
Don't do it, watching our channel. So he's in everything, Sam.
Yes.
Obviously, either the waiter or the bus or the postman or and they were he's such a good actor, bless him. And he was never out of work. And Orlando was a massive thing for him because he was a main part. And I've seen snippets of it. Mainly of behind the scenes filming, but no episodes, and I don't think any survive. So
that's a shame.
I'd love to see that. So yes, to answer your question, it would be Orlando followed by No Hiding Place and Murder Bag.
So get looking for them.
Yeah.
So it's now the 10th anniversary of the channel.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
How did that happen?
Yeah. What do you see as the future? And are there any sort of favourite moments from the last 10 years that really stick with you?
I've just cut an outtake show.
Oh.
Which is hilarious. I'm not sure when I'm going to put it on the channel, probably on our 10th birthday.
Is this the shows
us filming,
of the Footage Detectives?
Yeah, Footage Detectives, Saddle Up, Caroline's show, and lovely Melvin Hayes, who I love working with. He's just adorable, Melvin. I sound like Caroline now. And Caroline's lovely, for the record. So I'm probably going to do that. But, I think the main thing is just to keep going.
Yeah.
It's such a changing TV landscape that I think the pressure's going to be on. I don't think the pressure will ever come off. I think it's going to get worse.
Yeah. But for right now, the channel is strong, healthy, in a good position, would you say?
Yeah. We do have some copycats, should we say? I'll put that nicely.
Some of whom have fallen by the wayside.
Some of whom
yes.
Probably, no, we won't go there. No. Which has made things tricky because now a lot of the films that we had found in archives and told the archive owners, you own these, we'd like to license them, are now being sold to others, which is annoying. Can't help it, though, because I can't pay non-exclusive rights. So, good luck to them. And the archives some of them need the money.
So are there any shows or films that you would say that's like a real hidden gem? If you could highlight one thing that there's been shown on Talking Pictures, or one or two things, and say, that's the one, go check that out.
Space Patrol.
Space Patrol.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to get Torchy.
Well, we don't often hear those words on this channel. But no, absolutely. That would be great to see Torchy on there as well.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, any other Ander teasers that you could drop? You mentioned Joe 90. We mentioned Supercar and Torchy.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's it at the moment.
Yes.
But we will get more episodes of the ones that we've had. You know, we will finish all the runs eventually.
Yes.
It just might take a bit of time.
Yes, it's all down to money, and
Yes.
presumably you're licensing them in batches of 13 or
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been wonderful to talk to you, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks for
in.
having me.
Where can our viewers and listeners keep track of Talking Pictures if they want to? I mean, obviously the channel is there on
Just
the TV.
Tune in.
Yeah.
But
you're on social media as well.
Freeview, Sky, Freesat, Virgin. We're on social media, Twitter or X. I keep getting that confused.
Yeah.
Sorry. X, Blue Sky. We've got a great Facebook page. We do loads of posts a day, and there's loads of interactions. That's lots of fun. Sign up for the free newsletter. All we're worth go and come to an event.
Yes.
Yeah. Come along, say hello, meet the team, have a cup of tea, have a laugh, go home.
Fantastic. What
Watch
could be
the
better?
telly.
Yes. Keep watching that channel. Yes. Sarah Cronin, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Chris.
Thank you.
I mean, what with
Thank
Bob
you,
Ayres
Sarah.
last week and the week before,
I know,
rather
I've
than
taken
Sarah
over
last
here.
week, you're just all over the shop, aren't you?
Who's next? We don't know.
Well, I know.
You know.
I could tell you, but I'm not sure what order they're going to be
No,
in.
I mean, I already know who they are.
We're going to be joined by Rosalind Landau very
Rosalind
shortly.
Landau.
Actress
Yes.
and Gerry Anderson fan of all things
Yes.
retro and nostalgic.
Yes, including
Crossroads to Crime.
Incredibly, that's what
Yes.
caught her attention.
That's right, on our Twitter account.
Our ongoing Crossroads to Crime revival movement, which we can celebrate and allow to flourish with Jamie not being here.
That's right.
Continues apace, yes.
Yeah, and we've got Lindsay Harris from Space Precinct
Ah, yes.
joining us as
interesting.
well, who's an animatronic. He certainly operated my eyes on many occasions. Not quite sure who's
Someone
operating them
has
now.
to.
Yeah, I know.
Also, Mary Woodbine's eyes as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I suppose you would have done. Yeah, that's right. But all that to come, of course. But
Yes.
what about the here and now? It's time for the Voice of the Podsterons.
This is the Voice of the Podsterons.
I'm going to dive straight into the bulging bag of emails.
Wow.
This
Okay,
is from
good luck.
Census Clips 24. Hello, Richard, Jamie, and Chris. And Ross.
And Ross.
I don't normally indulge much of my personal life in these emails, says Simpsons Clips, but on this occasion I will. So, I'm part of a Gilbert and Sullivan Society, which I've been part of for about 1.5 years now. And this year we're doing HMS Pinafore, one of your favourites, I know, Ross. Can you give us a burst from that?
What is that? Literally never heard of that.
One of the members, whose name I can't disclose, told me that he used to deliver Jerry's post around the time that Jerry was working on Lavender Castle. Now, he told me once that Jerry had told him he was arranging a birthday present for one of the Lavender Castle voice artists, Rob Rackstraw. A specially composed mashup by Crispin Merrill of the Lavender Castle theme and We Sail the Ocean Blue from...
HMS Pinafore.
Exactly,
Hey,
now you know.
he's
Which
learning.
brings me to my question. Is this true or is he having me on? SIG Simpsons Clips 24.
Well, I think we
don't
can
know.
exclusively reveal we don't know.
How would we know that?
How would we know?
I mean, Jamie
Yeah.
might have known, but he's not here.
Crispin
Being
Merrill
aware.
might know, mightn't he?
Yes, Crispin might.
Yeah.
I shall message him.
Right.
And
Ask
see
him.
if we can find out. No, Crispin doesn't remember that at all.
Right, well, news as it happens. Isn't that amazing? Only
that's
here on the
great.
Jerry Anderson podcast.
We've
Do we
gone
get-
direct to the source and we have made a discovery.
There you go.
This is from Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Hannah. Hi, everyone. Still keeping up with the podcast every week.
Oh, that's a
Thank
relief.
you.
Nice
one.
That's a
Otherwise, there's no point in
big
doing it.
task. Yes.
Absolutely.
After listening to Pod 345,
Oh,
a
yes.
pleasantly consecutive number,
Isn't it?
I guess I must be one of the few who likes reading those Thunderbirds novels. Well, these are the ones where we're trying to get the rest of them in print.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping that we'll see one of the other John Thaden stories. I really do like his writing style. I can feel the exciting and tense atmosphere as I read those pages, as if I am literally with the characters on their adventures.
Amazing.
I had the same feeling reading your novel as well, Chris. That would be my novel. This one right here.
Right.
Which
I was wondering why he wanted to
one
read this
here
particular
has-
email.
Yes, this is my beautiful novel.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. And Hannah, your £5 is in the post.
Wow. Sorry, did she get £5 every time she mentions it, or just for that
Well,
one-off?
That might be the one-off payment. Yeah, well, it's an ongoing engagement. Yes.
Right. Okay.
And I've also liked the Big Finish audio adventures as well. The only CD I didn't get, unfortunately, was Fire and Fury. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. That sold out very quickly.
I see.
That was the last one we did.
I see.
But I also wouldn't say no to any original stories. I will still be keeping my eyes and ears peeled for new stuff that could be happening. And that's from Hannah.
Right.
I'm sure there will be new stuff. You know, hopefully in the same kind of model as what we've done with Stingray last year for Stingray's 60th.
Yeah.
At the moment,
Yeah.
I think she's doing the right thing, though, writing in and saying
yes.
Absolutely right.
the more people that do that,
Yeah.
the more
Absolutely, yeah.
persuasive the argument is for more.
Exactly right.
So
yes,
if
it's quite
Jamie
powerful.
sees all of this,
Yeah.
yeah,
The power of the Podsterons.
yes, indeed,
Yeah.
make things happen.
Yeah. Ross.
Hi, guys!
Oh, hello.
Chris
Jazz
Dale
hands.
impression there.
Yeah, very good.
I was catching up with watching the podcasts recently where you were asking for what we'd like to see in 2025.
Yes.
I think there may have been a hint in more recent news for one of the things I'd like, which is an opportunity for us all to get together to celebrate the big anniversaries this year.
Now, we were discussing this earlier because
Yes.
it was mentioned in a previous podcast that
Yes.
Jamie had something in mind.
Yeah.
And we realised earlier we forgot
hadn't
to
asked
ask
him.
him what it was.
That's
so
true.
We still don't
We
know.
will find out, won't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
by hook or by crook.
It's so lovely meeting up with fellow Podsterons, and we have lots of fun. The other thing I'd like to see, and I'm sorry to be mentioning the C word so early in the year, but I was admiring the Anderson Christmas jumpers in recent episodes.
yes.
I would like one too. Is it possible 2025 might see an Ander Christmas jumper, or possibly a Christmas t-shirt? Have a fab week. Peach.
Thanks, Peach.
Peach.
I will have a
Nice,
fab week.
yes.
Thank you very much. I think the thing about the Christmas jumpers is we ought to ask Jamie when he gets back
Yes.
because work starts on them pretty much now.
Very soon.
That's
yes.
true. Yeah.
For Christmas of 2025. Likewise, the calendars and so on.
Yes.
All needs to be thought about now, doesn't it?
They're always good designs.
They
So
are.
They're quite fun, aren't they?
I'm sure even if it's just a re-release of ones that we've done before, some people would be
Yeah.
interested.
Of course they
but,
would. Yeah, that's right.
New
Nice.
design's always good.
Yeah. What would you like to see for your Christmas list for 2025? I can't believe it's February. Well, it's March by the time this goes out, just about.
Unbelievable.
We're already thinking about Christmas. But tell us what you would expect to find on Christmas Day or hope to find in your stocking that's Gerry Anderson related, and we'll see if we can make it happen for Christmas coming up. Christmas coming up.
Oh no.
We've not even had Pancake Day yet.
In the meantime, a little earlier on, I saw you pass the big red button to Sarah Cronin.
Oh, yes.
And ask her to press it to choose a random excerpt
you
from
know
the
how
random
it
Gerry
is.
Anderson series.
If you've got a button, why
Yeah.
not press it?
Did she?
She did.
Are we ready, guys? It's randomizer time. 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
away we
see
go.
what's in store for us.
Well, appropriate considering it's the first Anderson show to turn up on Talking Pictures.
Yes.
Fireball XL5.
Lovely. Ross, can you tell us everything you know about Fireball XL5 in 7.8 seconds or less?
Steve Zodiac, at the head of the World Space Patrol, travels the universe in Fireball XL5 with Robert the Robot and Dr. Venus and Mathematic.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Specs
Okay,
on?
let's watch one.
Pum, pum, pum.
It's instantly sort of pay attention. This is important
It
music.
really is.
Okay, Venus,
Okay.
let's go.
Lovely. Eminently, I should say, quotable
Yes.
dialogue, isn't it? Okay, Venus.
And there's so much drama here where there doesn't need to be. It's all in the music.
Yes.
Just, this is big, this is important. Building, and then
And there's something quite comforting about seeing the same footage every week, isn't there?
Yeah. And there's a gorgeous angle on XL5 as well when the engines fire.
Amazing.
AP Film is definitely hitting their stride, I think, in
Oh,
this.
yeah. Yeah, there's a great deal of confidence here.
So 62, I think it said there, 1962. Extraordinary.
Oh no. Space monster.
Meanwhile, in a hole in the ground.
Oh.
Oh dear.
How are you doing, Al?
Oh yeah, fine. Thanks for asking.
I'm pretty good, actually, yeah.
Having a great time.
Yeah.
Just got a bit of a hangover.
Yes.
I'm gonna make it. Sure you will, Al.
Oh, yeah.
You just take it easy.
Oh.
Ignore that cave in.
Yeah.
Oh no! Not again.
Oh, careful.
I can't stand anymore. I just can't stand anymore.
Take it easy, Al. Don't let
It's
it
David
get
Graham
you.
doing
We're
a great
okay
job
so
on The
long as
Voice.
We stay in here.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Look, Ken. We're trapped. We'll never get out of here. Not alive, anyway.
You speak for yourself.
Why not?
What the?
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
It's a dragon.
Keep quite still. Whatever you do, don't make a sound.
Oh, I can, right.
You guys okay in there? I have a first aid kit. Yeah, there's our titular space monster.
I see.
Chris, you might know this, but that looks an awful lot like the Loch Ness Monster in Stingray.
There's a reason it looks an awful lot like the Loch Ness Monster in Stingray. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Making his screen debut.
Right. It's the very same. That is the Loch Ness
Yes.
Monster. Right.
And then he also turned up in, they did a Supercar Viewmaster set where they had a story where Supercar found a monster in a cave. Same monster, yeah.
Right, wow.
Oh, and here we've got the moves.
Oh, a bit
Oh.
of, nice bit of Strictly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think they've played this at least one of the Standby for Action concerts.
No, thanks. It may have been the rage 100 years ago, but it's not for me.
How dare you? This is classic Barry Gray.
Yeah.
Are you still getting the distress signal?
Yes, sir. Still coming from the surface of planet Monotone.
Lieutenant 90, send for Steve Zodiac. Have Fireball XL5 made ready for immediate launching.
Yes, sir.
Loving the eyebrows.
But what if he's dancing, Commander? Oh, in that case, don't interrupt him.
That's very good.
Oh, it certainly is tiring. People must have been really tough in those days.
What do you mean people don't dance anymore?
No. We've done away with that now.
Quite nice seeing those little character moments, though.
Yeah.
Zodiac here.
I want you over here right away. We have an emergency.
Okay, Commander.
What's wrong, Steve?
Looks like we're off on an important mission, Venus.
As I say, we've been out of touch with XL2 for several hours now, and then we got this emergency transmission.
An emergency transmission.
A transmitter that comes on when anything
Oh, I love
is
that
wrong.
voice.
That's the position it's coming from? Why, that's the planet Monotone.
That's right. Professor Maddock is already in Fireball XL5. He was here when the alert went
Of course, Professor Matic sleeps aboard
Yeah,
Fireball XL5, so
exactly.
there's no guarantee that they've actually woken him up.
We should make it by then, Steve.
Okay, an hour it is.
And there she is.
Oh, beautiful.
They really give it a sense of size, actually.
Yeah. And again, we've already seen that shot, but I'm glad to see it again.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Particularly like the shadow of the smoke on the backdrop.
Well, this is the part that gets me most of all. We've set course for Monotone, and now we just have to wait.
Make the most of it, Steve. My guess is there'll be plenty of action when we get there.
True enough. Say, Venus.
Does that mean we're in for a really boring episode for the next 10 minutes?
Well, it's something they do in early episodes is they really pay attention to how long it would take for the ships to get places.
Yes, rather than suddenly being there.
Yeah.
They spend hours amusing each other.
So they have a lot of... They drink a lot of coffee, they do sleep a lot.
Yeah.
And they let the space monkey fly the ship.
Fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
What a duo.
Aren't they? I've never noticed the smoke coming out of his head before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right.
It would happen on occasion when...
I
yes.
see.
He got confused.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, I wonder how the crew of XL2 are doing at this moment.
There were just two of them on that reconnaissance mission. Al Stomper and Ken Johnson. Both great guys. Let's hope they're still alive.
Wow, you say that.
I can't stand no more.
No attempt having been made to move the injured man.
Wow, no.
Falling rocks and debris.
Well, Steve, I don't know about you, but I'm going to bed.
Yes.
My bum's gone to sleep.
I think I'll just stay up for a while.
Well, there's one advantage of being in space. No day and no night. So at least we can go to bed and get up when we feel like it.
Could have used that situation when I was a kid. Boy, how I used to hate going to bed.
Well,
Right.
Thanks for that.
Space monster, come on.
Really tired. See you later.
yeah, me too. Good night, Steve.
I was just thinking about how when I was young, it didn't matter what time I went to bed.
My mummy always told me off.
Adventures of man to date. But it can also be dark and mysterious and very lonely.
Ooh.
I just hope those guys are okay.
Wow, that was profound.
Yeah.
For a moment.
They got rid of Zuni.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Really giving a sense of the passage of time.
Yeah,
here.
they do on this show.
There's no warp drive and
No.
they're in 3 minutes, is there?
Fireball XL5 should have been in contact with us long before now. How many check calls have you made, Lieutenant 90?
5, sir.
Try again.
It's something they did in Space Patrol as well. I think someone's actually sat down and added up all the time that they take over the course of the series, and it adds up to years. I don't know if it's quite as long in XL5, but it does take a long time.
In a way, is that great storytelling? Because it's stopping us getting to the action, isn't
It's
it?
realistic storytelling, yeah, but it does mean you get a lot of them sort of sitting around reminiscing about their childhoods.
Yeah.
Every few minutes.
Yes, sir. I'll have the new Cronin transmitter checked.
That, Lieutenant 90, is the first sensible thing you've said today.
Meow.
Yes.
Fireball XL5. Space City here. Receiving you clearly. I've been trying to contact you during the last hour. Are you in trouble?
Space City from Fireball XL5. No, everything's just fine. We're approaching Monterey.
What, then why didn't they answer the calls?
We're just stuck in second gear.
That could have upset the Newtoni transmission.
Right.
Fair enough.
It wasn't because they were all asleep.
Yeah, that's right.
And report as soon as you have any news on XL2.
And tell him no heroics.
Oh, and Steve. A message from Commander Zero.
Yeah, I can guess. No heroics. Tell him I'll be a good boy as usual. Over and out.
Well, sir, he's okay.
Of course he's okay. What did you expect? Steve Zodiac's the best space...
Wow, I don't like the shade this guy's throwing about.
And Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
And you're the best lieutenant I've got.
Oh.
Come here and give me a hug.
Runs hot and cold, this guy.
He
He's almost
does.
as scary as Straker, isn't
It's a
he?
strange management technique, isn't it?
Jazzy.
I'm trying to work out the significance of the name Monotane. Because normally the names in this show, it's like they're named after, planet Iridius. It's a desert planet. And planet,
We'll keep in touch.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Arctan is the Arctic planet. I remember that.
Monotone, perhaps?
Yes, better than the planet Monotone.
Planet, we have a great big dinosaur monster, stay away kind of thing.
Switch on detection apparatus, Venus.
Okay, Steve.
That's it. Now we'll search the surface of Monotane. If XL2 is down there, its special metal will register on the detector.
Special metal.
Now, we know from previous episodes the XL5 crew don't always make the best surveys of planets.
Yes.
They sort of do 5 minutes and then call it a day.
Nope, couldn't find them.
No.
Space City to Fireball XL5. Commander Zero. Say, Professor Maddock, have you heard anything from Steve yet?
No, Commander. Not for a while. Last time he called up, he was round the other side of Monotane.
They seem to be spending an awful lot of time waiting to hear from XL5.
Yeah.
Sure, Commander.
It's kind of unusual for this show because normally they do like to get into the action.
Junior. Professor Maddock calling. Steve, have you found anything yet? Commander Zero is getting kind of anxious.
Nothing yet.
I wish something would happen, Steve.
That's what we're all
I don't
thinking.
like this. Steve, that must be Sweet. We must have located XL2.
Keep your eyes peeled, Venus. It should be around somewhere. Hold tight, Venus.
Uh-oh.
Something's hit us. We're going out of control.
We're going out of control really slowly.
Yeah. We're out of control really safely.
Steve, what's happened? What's happened?
I don't know, Venus, but just hold on. We're going to crash.
Oh, that's not so safe then.
Nearly. We're all right.
Okay, we're down.
Yes, and in one piece. But Steve, what hit us?
I don't know. I'll call the professor, and then we'll get out and investigate. Get the jetmobiles ready, will you, Venus?
Okay, Steve.
Cool.
Calling Fireball XL5 from Fireball Jr. Over. No reply.
Oh, no.
I guess the crash must have wrecked the radio gear.
I knew it.
Always the way.
They've left the jetmobiles on XL5.
Oh, no.
Haven't heard for a while.
Maybe it's time for me to do something reckless and endanger myself or something. I love these jetmobile designs.
I do wonder why they need one each.
Well, I suppose
Wow.
if they fall off or crash or something.
Yeah, which
both
Venus
of
is
them-
quite
both of
prone
them
to.
are then-
But there's room for a pillion
Wow.
passenger.
Maybe a sidecar
Well,
or a tandem.
If there's room for a passenger, then maybe they're thinking of getting these guys back as well. Oh, so XL2 is wrecked?
It's getting louder. I'm scared, Steve.
Sounds like some sort of electrical storm, but it seems to be approaching so rapidly. Venus, quick! There's a cave over there. Let's get in quickly before the storm breaks.
Why don't we go back to Fireball Jr.?
I don't like the sound of it, Venus. I figure it'll be safer on the side of a mountain. Come on!
So it is nice that they're not showing the monster. I mean, they have shown it, but is not overblown.
Steve! Look! Oh no!
Don't shoot, Steve. Don't shoot.
Ken Johnson.
So I live and
Glad to
breathe.
see you. Where's Al?
He's pretty sick.
I think that could be Wayne Forrester.
What happened?
Yeah.
How did you know we were in the cave?
We didn't, Ken.
Pure coincidence.
We just ran here.
And then we heard the same noise after we landed, and we ran here for shelter.
Oh, ran here.
Here we all are.
Yeah, the same happened to us, but we weren't so lucky. Our ship crashed. I hate to tell you this, folks, but you walked straight into a trap.
What do you mean?
Look at the cave entrance and you'll see what I mean.
Hello.
Oh, yes. That.
Anything from the trolley, dear?
I hope it's a friendly monster. It could be a friendly
he looks
monster.
friendly. He
We
looks
don't know
quite
yet, do
cuddly,
we?
Yes.
Sure, I'm glad we've got a space doctor here. Hey, she's pretty, too.
Yeah.
Come on, space monster, come on.
What gives with this monster, Ken?
I can't tell you much, Steve, but that's what hit you in Fireball Jr. That thing's got a neck as high as a skyscraper.
Wow.
Guess we're safe in here, but somehow we've got to get out.
Well, I've given him something to relieve the pain for the moment, but we must get him back to Fireball Jr. pretty soon.
Even if we do get out of here...
They look like they're holding hands.
Fireball Jr. will still be in one piece.
Oh, no.
Hey, what's going on?
It doesn't seem much of a threat, to be fair.
Well,
I mean, it's
no.
big.
He's
granted.
big, yeah.
So far, so good.
The music sounds like a Sidewinder
Yes.
precursor.
Yeah.
To think, Steve, he could crush it just like an egg.
Hey, Venus, contact the
You got an egg?
Batmobile radio. Tell him to stay right where he is. If that brute destroyed Fireball, it would be our last hope gone.
Calling Fireball XL5. Venus here. Do you hear me? Over.
Any luck?
Not yet, Steve. I think the radio's dead.
Calling Steve Zodiac in Fireball Jr. Did you hear me, Steve?
I can't stop
Over?
this spinning.
I don't like this. Something must be wrong. I can't get them to answer. Better check with Space City.
Yeah, a lot of this is people checking with other people about what still more people are doing.
That's right.
Come in, Matthew. Zero here.
I'm getting kind of worried, Commander. I can't get any reply from Steve and Fireball Jr. Guess they must have run into some sort of trouble.
Well, all you can do is keep on trying, Matt.
Oh,
Nope.
great.
I'm going after them.
Oh,
Some decisive action.
yes.
Don't give me that, Commander. My guess is you do the same. Why, I remember the time in Space Pioneer days when you...
Okay, that's enough, Matt. Have it your own way. But I know nothing
What happened
about
in
it,
Space
okay?
Pioneer Days
Stays
in Space Pioneer Days.
Yes.
Good luck. Thanks, Commander. Over and out. Okay, Robert. Change to landing procedure. Code 22, 0 green.
Ah.
Understand the code 22, 0 green.
I love how it's all levers and knobs and dials
Yeah,
and things.
of course it is.
Now, we all agree that our only chance to save Al is to get into Fireball.
Right.
Check.
But how important is it to save Al?
Rejoin her at Fireball.
You know, we could just leave him.
Leave him as a diversion,
It should
yes.
get dark on this side of the planet in a few hours' time. That's when I'll get my best chance.
Our best chance. I'm coming with you.
I wish I could come too, Steve.
Oh,
but
I
guess
bet
should
you do.
stay with Al.
I'd love to go and throw myself in front of the monster.
We're gonna need all our energy in a few hours' time.
So, Venus, no dancing.
So let's have a look at the landing protocol then.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, with the XL2 guy splayed out like that, it does highlight how tiny these puppets' waists are.
Yes.
I'm now on the dark side. It makes it more difficult to search. Hey, wait a minute. There it is.
Oh.
I can see Fireball Jr.
Not that difficult then.
Robert, land immediately. Position 620 black.
Roger.
I remember when was first getting into XL5 through the videos, and I didn't see this particular episode until the show came out on DVD. So for a very long time, I knew there was an episode called Space Monster. I had no idea what the monster might look like. And in my head, because I had the Target novelization of the Demons,
Oh, yeah.
for some reason, I was expecting something along the
Really?
lines of Azal.
yes.
Something genuinely scary. Because the episodes I'd seen previously, some of them were quite scary. And yeah, the monster in this one is
Actually
fairly,
rather cute.
fairly cuddly, yes.
Understand it at all.
And has still done nothing wrong.
No, he's just doing his own thing.
Fireball Jr. intact and yet
He's
no
showing a
around.
natural curiosity.
Yes.
All these people who keep coming to his planet.
No, I don't like this at all.
Oh, this is a bit like the alien Sigourney Weaver moment, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Same energy. Okay.
Yes. Lovely snapping sound
Like a
effect.
friendly Labrador saying hello.
He just wants to be
He's being friendly.
Yeah.
He's found the same cave. Oh.
Okay, hold it. Don't move.
What goes on? Oh, hi there, folks. I just came down to see if I could be of any help. None too friendly, is he?
Oh, he's just misunderstood.
Yeah. I hope they're not going to...
Kill him. Yeah. That'd be a shame.
Yes, but it's just not powerful enough.
Ones at Fireball Jr. would probably do it, though.
I have a feeling the model of the monster still survives somewhere as
Oh,
well.
right.
I don't think the full head puppet thing does,
Yeah.
but the model does.
Long enough for me to make it.
Well, I guess so, Steve, but for Pete's sake, be careful.
Is it asleep?
I think it might be. Yes.
Oh, no. Huh?
Oh. Ah, that's luring him away, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Ken, I can't bear it.
Please, Venus, go inside the cave. You can't help me or Steve.
Go on, make some coffee.
Being all womanly.
It's almost the Jurassic Park trope.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
years and years before.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused as to the geography of all this now. Oh,
Yeah,
especially
oh
now that
dear.
there's a cliff.
I think I've broken my leg.
Oh, great.
no.
Ha 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 ha, says the monster.
I can't move. I just can't move.
Wait. Oh, I'm not sure I like that.
Venus, bring me the other ray gun quickly. This one's failed.
And another coffee.
Climb up on his back.
Now the monster's going to save him.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
possibly.
it.
Zuni, we forgot Zuni.
Oh.
Ken, it's running away.
It sure is. I don't get it.
He's doing the old Ben Kenobi from Star Wars
Yes.
trick.
Look. Look at Fireball.
Hey, what's happened? What's going on?
Is it a really disappointing resolution to the episode?
Yes.
He saved the day.
I still don't get it.
Oh, come on.
Zazoon always imitates sounds he hears, and the monster obviously thought it was one of his fellow creatures.
Does he always imitate sounds that he hears?
No, he repeats the odd phrase,
He might
but
be kind of disappointed when he finds out he hasn't got a buddy after all.
Okay, Professor. You and Venus bring Al back to the ship. I'll get Steve, and then let's beat it out of here.
say goodbye to the monster at least.
I feel kind of foolish with this crazy plaster on my foot. Some hero I turned out to be.
I guess you did a sight better than me, Steve.
Al's had a miraculous recovery from being at death's door. He's now back on his feet.
Disobeying regulations.
Well, I think you're both wonderful.
Now, let's face it, the real hero of the day is that funny little Lazoon of yours, Venus. I promise I won't complain about him anymore. Robert,
Until next week.
Yeah.
When he blows up the robot.
Sad chord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna
Yes,
blow
of
his
course.
Sad chord.
So he's like a parrot, essentially.
Yes, yes. Except that he's a dangerous liability to have on your spaceship.
Yeah, sounds like it.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
yes.
Yes. I mean, the ending made a kind of sense.
Yes, but it's also not the most dramatically satisfying.
I think if they'd set it up earlier, that Zuni might have had something to do with the resolution, or even if it was like he was the same sort of sister species or something fun, they could have gone down that
Instead
route.
of doing the dancing scene, maybe she caught him like watching a nature documentary, and he was doing those
imitating
noises.
the sound.
Yeah.
Just some precedent for this. Oh, played by Gerry and Sylvia.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
There we are.
So I sense we're kind of down on this one. We didn't realise going in this was Gerry and Sylvia.
Yeah. As ever, though, charming.
Yes.
And beautifully realised. But
just, I think there's a concept there, and the title.
Yes.
It fires the imagination, and
really
they
does.
kind of don't really.
Yeah, there was a few directions that could have gone in. I think if they distracted the monster and everyone else had got to Fireball, and that.
And if
possibly would have been
Zuni's calls had brought another real monster over, so that the actual first monster did have a friend, and he had a happy ending, as he's all on his own
Chris
now.
just wants everyone to be happy.
I'm just a hopeless romantic.
I get it.
Well, I thought going in, I was going to go straight down the middle, but I think on reflection, I'm going to go 2 with
Slightly
that.
below, really.
Yeah.
Ross.
I'm going to confess that I've never actually seen a full episode of Fireball XL5
Okay.
before.
How was that?
It's not been in my Anderson wheelhouse, so I have no comparison.
Thus
So I'm
proving
not
that
sure.
you have been sleeping when we've watched previous episodes.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's only sort of jarring bits.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say I only have the rest of Super Mario Nation, like Stingray, Thunderbirds, to compare it to. I'm going to go for a 3 out of 5.
Are you?
3 out of 5.
3's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5. I don't know.
I think I'm a 2.25 this week. I'm not. It's not quite halfway. It's not. It's not a 2.5, but it's not as bad as a 2.
No.
So 2.25, I think.
I'm going to settle on 2.5 then. I think.
Okay, so that's 6,
Something
7 and a quarter,
at a quarter
out of 15.
So just over halfway.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Podsterons, what do you think of Space Monster? Let us know in the comments below this video. Please, if it's a favourite of yours, tell us off.
Yes.
We'd love to hear any thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as they're not too personal.
I want to hear from you, particularly if you remember watching that first time round.
Yes, and if you were scared of the monster. Because I think he's quite sweet and sympathetic.
He
and,
is sweet. Yeah, exactly. Didn't actually do anything very wrong, did he?
No, he's just...
Just a bit of menacing. Yeah.
I think when he turns up in Stingray as the Loch Ness monster,
Yes, that's his defining
his
role.
breakout role.
Yeah.
Is in this.
And then, never heard from again.
No.
Shame.
No.
Maybe we should get him on the podcast as a guest.
Get Ronnie Ledrew into operating. Yes.
All for now. Join us next week for another episode of The Randomiser for more emails from our Podsterons.
And we should also say a farewell to Ross, who chances are will be back on the sofa next week.
Well, thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Thank you for
It's
coming.
been a
Yes,
lot
you've
of
been
fun.
Nice to have you.
If you would like to see Ross fill in for Jamie Moore, please do write in.
Don't say that.
Oh gosh, no. I don't want to
We're
press
going
it.
to upset someone by doing that.
Well, yes.
All for
Thank you,
now.
Ross.
See you next week.
you.
Let's get started. Let's go.
Spectrum is green.
That was an Anderson Entertainment production.